Welcome, children. Yesterday we have seen Portia says that she is ready to live as old as Sibylla and die as chaste as Diana, instead of she being obtained by any other means. And she says that she is very happy. This parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure. She is not at all sad about the departure of any of these people, any of these suitors, this set of suitors, group of suitors, and she is very happy. Let them have a happy journey. Nerissa, do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier that came hither in company of the Marquis of Montferrat? Do you remember, lady? Here, lady refers to Portia. In your father's time, Nerissa is trying to remember, to make her remember Portia, that in her father's time, when her father was there, a Venetian, a person from Venice, he was a scholar, a soldier that came here in the company of Marquis of Montferrat. Actually, this is a title given to Italian noblemen. One fellow he came, do you remember him? Portia. Yes, yes. It was Bassanio. As I think, so was he called. If I'm correct, he was Bassanio, I think. He was called by that name. She pretends as though she doesn't remember, only she's trying to recollect the name of Bassanio. Nerissa, true madam, he, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving a fair lady. She says, truly madam, of all the men who have come here, whom my foolish eyes ever have seen, I find he is the most deserving person to win the beautiful lady. Portia, I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. Yes, I remember him. I also remember that he is really worthy of the praises which you are, the way you are praising him. Enter a servant. Now a servant enters. How now? What's news? Now Portia asks, hello, what's the news? She asks the servant. Servant says, the four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. He has come to give a message. The four strangers seek for you, madam. The four visitors wish to see you, madam, because they want to take leave. They want to go away. Therefore, there is a forerunner come from a fifth. From a fifth person, a messenger has come. What is the person's name? The Prince of Morocco. Who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. The messenger has come ahead and he says that his master will come tonight. So he has come to say that. Who has come to say that? The messenger has come to say about it. Portia. If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. She is so tired seeing these people. She says that if I could bid the fifth welcome with so good heart, wholeheartedly, how wholeheartedly I'm saying bye to all the 4 people with the same heart. If I can welcome this 5th fellow, I would be very happy. But she is not happy seeing the 5th suitor. If he have the condition of a saint and a complexion of a devil, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. If he has the nature of a saint, saint is a pious person, holy person, isn't it? If he has the nature of a saint and the complexion of a devil, the complexion of a devil means dark in complexion, I would, here she says, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. I wish that he should hear my sins and grant forgiveness like a holy man than marry me. That can be like he should, I want him to act as a priest. You know, many of you, especially the Christians, they go to church and on Sundays they confess for the whole week. Any crime, any mistake if they do, they believe that if they go and confess to the priest, I think in the church, their sins would be washed away. They would be pardoned by God. So she wants in the same way he should act like a saint and listen to her sins and grant forgiveness to her than marry her. Come, Nerissa, Sirrah, go before. Whilst we shut the gate upon one wooer, another knocks at the door. Come on, Nerissa, she says. And she tells the servant that go before us, go ahead of us. And the next word again she tells Nerissa, as we shut the gates on one suitor, another is knocking at the door. So one after the other, they are coming. That's what she means to say. After this dialogue, all the people move out of the stage. They move out of the stage. And now we enter scene 3. It's in Venice, a public place. Enter Bassanio and Shylock. Shylock, 3,000 ducats. Well, actually here, Shylock is a Jew. I think is a new character for you. You have not met Shylock up till now. In the first scene also you did not meet him. A new character is introduced here. He's a 17th century Jew. He's very crafty, unscrupulous, and cruel fellow. So let us see how he is going to behave. Here is a public place. Bassanio and Shylock enter the stage in this scene. Shylock says, okay, you want 3,000 ducats. Ducats are Venetian gold coins. In Venice, the gold coins which they used, they were known as ducats. Well, Bassanio, sir, for 3 months. He said, yes, sir, I want it for 3 months. That means Bassanio has come to Shylock to borrow money. Shylock, for 3 months, well, he says, okay, for 3 months you want it, you can take it. For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound. Bassanio says, for that money, as I have already told you, Antonio will be the surety. Shylock, Antonio shall become bound. Okay, hell. Understand. I understand. Antonio will be the surety. Okay. Bassanio, may you steed me? Will you help me? Can you help me? Will you pleasure me? Will you oblige me? Shall I know your answer? Can I know your answer? May I know your answer? Shylock. 3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound. Oh, he's thinking 3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio will be the surety. Okay. Bassanio, your answer to that? What is your answer to that? Shylock. Antonio is a good man. Yes. Antonio is a wealthy man. Okay. Bassanio. Have you heard any imputation to the contrary? Any allegations that he is not a good person, he is not a wealthy person? Have you heard anything like that? Shylock says, oh, no, no, no. My meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. No, no, I did not hear anything against him. But when I say he is a good man, I mean to say that I want you to understand that he is financially adequate for me. I am ready to give money. Yet his means are in supposition. I think his business is subject to the risk. How? Let us see that. He hath an argosy bound to Tripolis. His one merchant ship has gone to Tripolis. Actually, then another to the Indies. I understand moreover upon the Rialto. He says that I come to know that his one ship sailing to Tripolis. Tripolis means Tripoli on the Mediterranean Sea, sea coast of Africa. Um, it was a place where it was a place where great channel of trade to Central Africa, and the trade was between Venice and England those days. People had to come that way. So he says, okay, one has gone to Tripolis, another has gone to Indies. And I also have heard, I understand moreover upon the Rialto. Rialto is actually the stock exchange. This dialogue of Shylock, you have to write learn. Put a tick mark there. So this dialogue of Shylock and write learn there. So if you learn these things, that will help you to write the answers better in your examination. I understand moreover upon the Rialto. Rialto is a stock exchange where the merchants meet for their business. He hath a third at Mexico, a fourth for England. Third one has gone to Mexico, fourth one has gone to England, and other ventures he has squandered abroad. And other business investments are spread out to different places. But ships are boats, sailors but men. There be land rats and water thieves and land thieves. He says, but ships are just boards. When he says just boards, they are just planks of wood, wooden planks. Ship is nothing but it is made up of wooden planks. Sailors are just men. What are sailors? They are just men, that's all, human beings. There will be land rats, there will be water rats. Water rats in water. I don't think in water you have rats, but maybe in the ships and boats you must be finding some. I'm not very sure on that point. Water thieves, land thieves. There are thieves who sail in another boats and other vessels, they sail and they rob some of these ships. They are known as water thieves, pirates. I mean pirates. And then there is a peril of waters, and there is also danger because of waters, winds and rocks. There can be danger because of water, winds, and rocks. How because of water? When the tides rise so much, maybe they may cause disturbance, and maybe the ship may drown, sink, anything can happen. Winds, when it's very windy, stormy situation, that time also these ships are not under the control. There can be rocks in the sea. You may find some rocks are there. They are not visible. They are not seen. They will be in the water. At times when the ship goes with a greater speed, it hits that rock, and the ship would break. There would be a wreckage, and in that way, the ship can be destroyed. The man is notwithstanding sufficient. And in this way, Antonio, however, all these things are there, still Antonio is sufficient surety for all this situation. 3,000 decades, I think I may take this bond. I accept Antonio as surety, security. I accept him, and I think I accept him as security, and I'm ready to give 3,000 ducats to you, Bassanio. Be assured you may. Rest is your assurance. If you are happy, please, you can come forward. Shylock, I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will be think me. Yeah, presently I am sure about things. Uh, in order to be sure, more sure, let me think over about it, whether Antonio is enough as surety to give 3,000 ducats. May I speak with Antonio? Can I speak with Antonio? Bassanio says, yes, if it please you to dine with us, surely. If you please, kindly have dinner with us. Shylock, yes, to smell pork, to eat to eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazareth conjured the devil into. He says, what? To smell the pork. Jews were forbidden to eat pig meat. Pork is pig meat. So Jews did not eat pork. So right from the beginning, these Jews and these Christians always were not in good terms. They were not friendly in any way. So Shylock says, what? I should come and dine with you people to eat that pork, to eat the meat of the animal into which Jesus put the devil. No, no, I cannot do that. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following. He says, I am ready to buy anything from you. I am ready to sell you anything. I am ready to talk to you. I am ready to walk with you and do everything. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, or pray with you. But I am not going to eat with you, drink with you, or pray with you. Who is you here? Bassanio. And who is speaking? Shylock. Shylock the Jew. These Jews, basically, they were money lenders. Their general business is lending money for interest. What news on the Rialto? Who is he comes here? What is the news in the Rialto? Rialto is, as I told you, Venetian Stock Exchange. Who is he that is coming? Bassanio. We find enter Antonio. Antonio enters the scene now. Bassanio says, "This is Signor Antonio. This is Lord Antonio." Shylock, now he is speaking aside. When he speaks aside, what happens is, when you see the movie or a serial, every character speaks. General dialogues are there, but some dialogues are not spoken by the character. Only you can hear the voice. What does it mean? Actually, those are the thoughts of the person. Whose thoughts are they? That particular character. Like now I'm speaking, you can see the movement in my lips, but what is going on in my mind, how can you come to know that? These days, we have a technology, such a technology that what we do is you can hear a recording of my voice. I'll just be quiet. I'll not open my mouth. But when I'm just looking like this, you can hear in the background some voice, you can hear my own voice recorded, what I am thinking. So in that way, you come to know what is my thought. But in those days, when a drama is enacted on the stage, these things are not possible, isn't it? These things were not possible, were not possible. How do you come to know what is the character thinking about? In such a situation, the particular character would speak aside. He will speak to the public, but other characters on the stage should pretend that they are not able to hear, but everybody will be able to hear. So he speaks aside. How like a fawning publican he looks. See how he looks. Pleasing. Publican he looks. Tax collector. Here, publican is a tax collector for the Romans, and they were generally oppressive by nature. They were hated by the Jews, and they were accused, they were considered to be the agents of Rome who collected tax from the Jews also. So here, fawning publican refers to, he is expressing the contrary actually. Here fawning means pleasing. He means to say pleasing he looks. Although he looks very good, but he is not that. I hate him for he is a Christian. Who hates? Shylock hates Antonio because Antonio is a Christian. But more, for that in low simplicity, he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. And more than this, because he is foolish. Low simplicity. He is very foolish because he lends money gratis, without interest, free of interest. And in this way, he brings down the rate of interest, usance, rate of interest here in Venice. As I told you, Shylock, being a Jew, his profession itself is to lend money for interest. But Antonio's profession is not that. So how did he bring down the rate of interest in that place? What did he do? If anybody takes money from Shylock, and if they were unable to pay, that is one situation. When they are unable to pay, they used to go to Antonio. Oh, sir, like this, we have taken money from Shylock. We are not able to pay. Please help us. He's demanding a lot of interest. all that. Then he would give them money. He said, okay, go and pay him and come. What will happen that way? Those people would take the money from Antonio and give it to Shylock. So if one who has taken the money doesn't pay in time, Shylock would get interest for a longer period. But when they pay the money immediately, what happens? He loses the interest. That is one way. The other way is, if anybody is in need of money, Antonio would give them the money. When Antonio would give them the money, such people will not go to Shylock to borrow money. When they don't borrow money, who will pay him the interest? So these are the different ways by which Antonio is bringing down the interest rate in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, if I get the chance to hold him at disadvantage, if one chance I get on him, and if he is in disadvantage, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. In that way, that will fully satisfy my grudge. Ancient grudge, the long-standing grudge which I have. I just want one chance for me to take revenge. One chance if I get, I'll take revenge against Antonio. He hates our sacred nation. Who hates? He refers to Antonio. Our refers to Shylock. Our sacred nation. Antonio hates our sacred nation. For every individual, their own language, their own state, their own country, their own religion is the best one. So for the Jew also, his nation is very sacred. But Shylock feels that Antonio hates his nation. He rails, he abuses, scolds. Even there where merchants most do congregate on me, he even where most merchants gather, especially wherever merchants would gather, he used to make fun of me, my bargains, my business dealings, my well-won thrift, my hard-earned profits. He abuses me where many merchants gather in that place. When he finds me, he abuses me. He makes fun of my business dealings. He makes fun of my hard-earned profits. What are the hard-earned profits of Shylock? The money which he gives for interest, the interest which he gets, that is the hard-earned money for him, which he calls interest. Who calls? Here he refers to, in this dialogue, he refers to Antonio, which he calls interest, which Antonio calls all the things which I get, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him. If I forgive him, my tribe should be cursed for that. Let my tribe be cursed. Actually, these are the opening words of Shylock about Antonio. So you have to learn them. What was the feeling of Shylock about Antonio? We hear in this dialogue of Shylock. You have to learn every word thoroughly, especially the paraphrase what you have, that part you learn. So all these words, he is not speaking to Bassanio or Antonio. He is just speaking to the audience. So these are the different thoughts coming to his mind. Whose mind? Shylock's mind. What is coming to his mind? He is speaking out so that the audience should be able to understand what is the thought of Shylock about Antonio. Thank you.